Hello, everybody. Welcome to Matrix Cinema. How you guys doing? First of all, I want to apologize for not being able to get on April 9th. I had a lot of stuff going on with my family coming to see me. It was my birthday on the 8th, and I didn't have time to do the stream, so I apologize about that. But I hope everybody had a good week, whatever, and I want to go ahead and get started on this Bad Boys Ride or Die. Um, First off, I want to say I like the trailer. The trailer looks really good, and I feel like this is this will uplift the last movie. I think this will be a lot better than the last movie. I think this isn't the Michael Bay movie, so kind of got to adjust to these new Bad Boys movies because they're not Michael Bay ain't touching it. So I with that being said, I think this will turn out to be this one at least. I feel like it might turn out to be okay, but we'll see. Uh, the guys are getting on the run. They're getting framed. Their sergeant that passed away from the last one, he's being framed, and he's having he has a video left where Marcus and Mike Larry finds out that they see the video and they find out that he's being framed or whatever. It leads back to them. So now they're being framed and they're on the run. And it looks like, and for what Will explained it in their little production get together, talk about the movie, whatever. Um Will said that this one should be a lot more, you know, it should have a lot more opening things, towards the last ones. A lot of stuff going back originated to the first one. Martin said they let his hands loose. So that means he's supposed to be a little bit more funnier in this one. He looked like he might have lost a little bit of weight, but he lost some weight, but he still looks he still looks kind of like the Bad Boys 2 Martin a little bit. He maybe have the Bad Boys 2 Martin, add a couple more pounds. But he's supposed to be pretty funny in this one. And this one is supposed to be pretty consistent. And Will thinks that this one is supposed to be more funny, consistent through the whole movie than any other of the other ones. So, you know, let's see how this is supposed to go. Takes place in Miami again. And you know, they they're pretty much on their own without that team that they had from the last one coming in to help. So this one they're dealing with the situation where with their captain, he being he being killed the last one, and they have to get put this thing together where they're being chased, and they have to find out who's behind all of this and who's doing all of this, and being framed and all that. That's going to take a lot of work for them to put this together and find out who framed the captain, and alongside of what happened to him or whatever. So they actually go back and get advice from Will Smith's son that's locked up. They get locked up from the last one, and he's like, "You guys seem to be the most horrible, fugitives on the run." And he's supposed to give them some advice about what's going on because I think he knows about what they're tied into. So I think it's going to be this one should be pretty decent or whatever. Now let's talk about Martin and Will back together. After the whole Will Smith, slap Chris Rock situation, I'm guessing a lot of people are gonna like down him towards, his movie career. And after his actions, a lot of people don't wanna they don't they're not gonna a lot of Will Smith supporters, he still got some out there, and then he's lost some, you know. Um a lot of people wanted this another Bad Boys to come together, but after the Will Smith thing, some people are like sour with it, kind of, but they still want to see it to support the franchise. But you had a lot of Will Smith, fans out there that, even with the Bad Boys, you got Martin fans, you got Will Smith fans, and you got fans of both of them. When you get your support from your fans, you know, that also is a thing that helps the franchise, because now you got a lot of people that are going to see the franchise, and the ratings and the sales, all that go up because you got your fans along with the franchise fans, just people that love the movie in general. But then you got the Will Smith fans, people that are like, Will Smith, their favorite actor. So when you got that, that really helps. When that goes down, mediocre-ish, like tied along that, as far as like the out of 100, it could go to 50. Martin still got his fans supporting. Will Smith still got some fans out there, but maybe he could have lost a lot. Maybe he doesn't have as much as he had before. That being said, I'm not sure. I feel like if the movie doesn't make as much as it did in the past, I felt like a lot of it just because they didn't like the last one. So some people might not see it because the last one, and they feel like, okay, I need to stop. Excuse me. And then you got some that might be like, I'm not going to see a Will Smith movie. So I want everybody to give this one a chance and see, just give it a chance and see what it turns out to be. Even if you not, want to support Will Smith, I can understand that because of his actions at the Oscars. But this is a franchise, and a lot of people been waiting on this, and a lot of people wait for that Michael Bayish Bad Boys to like blossom in again. This last one, you could tell that no Michael Bay in these last two. I mean, you can look at this trailer for Bad Boys Ride or Die and tell Michael Bay's not in this. You know the Michael Bay movies when you see him, and he's not touching this one. Yeah. I mean, I just get a pretty decent feeling about this one. So, but at the same time, I don't know. We have to see, what my opinion on it from just reading about it and hearing them talk about it. You can easily trust what Will's and Martin saying about it, and you can trust what the producers are talking about it, but you're not gonna know till you see it. So, me just seeing the trailer, I could go off the trailer, but I'm trying to dig more deep into it. Um, but from what I'm getting, I think this one, I think we should see this one and give this one a shot. You know, um, the last, the first Bad Boys, let's say, a lot of people didn't know before they seen it that it was going to turn into what it turned into. You just knew Will Smith with his Fresh Prince of Bel Air show going on, at Martin Lawrence with Martin show. We knew that them two coming together might this will definitely work, but we don't know how. We didn't know it was going to turn into a franchise like it did and kept going, and how long this was going to go, and actually how good it was going to do. But you knew when these two come together, you like Martin and Will. Martin and Will Smith, you know, Fresh Prince, Martin Lawrence. Yeah, okay, I'm down for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's comedian and comedian. Even though Will's a little, artist slash actor, but his career took off after Bad Boys. I think this is like this should imprint for another one if it does good. And like I said, the first one we didn't know, and it you know turned into what it turned into. The can't remember exactly what it did in the box office, but a lot of people went to see it because of those two comedians. Bad Boys 2, going back to a lot of buzz, like Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2 really blossomed. That one, I think, made more sales than the first one. And so that one really took off too. Michael Bay. And like I said, Michael Bay movies, the explosions. And not saying this one doesn't have blowing up and stuff, but Michael Bay is like, Michael Bay movies, you got salt and then you got sea salt. Sea salt is more saltier than regular salt. you know, if sea salt's in a recipe that you eat, and how to, because it'll be saltier. Michael Bay. His imprint on movies. His, how big he is with the whole military thing he does with the explosions, the tanks, and you know the action scenes, and you just know he's big on that. From Bad Boys to uh Transformers, to you see it in all his movies, and he spends a lot of money on his productions. Like he it's Michael Bay movie. So you know, he has movies where he did with Friday the 13th. He tried to redo that one, and that wasn't a good idea. But when you have Michael Bay and you have Bad Boys, it's different from no Michael Bay and Bad Boys. But here I am saying at the same time, I think this one's going to be alright. I'm not saying it's going to be real great, but I think this one is going to be better than the last one. The Bad Boys for Life. I think Bad Boys Ride or Die will be better than Bad Boys for Life. So, uh, yeah, man, we got things to look forward to. Depends on how this one go. Well, you know, if this one does good, the next of course they're gonna keep the franchise going, like Fast and the Furious. But if this one doesn't do good, I don't know if they'll do another one. So, but from what I'm looking at, it looks like they're in a mindset of doing a couple if this one works out. The last one, not sure how good it did. I went to see it. I was okay with it, but I know it wasn't no Bad Boys movie. It wasn't no Michael Bay movie. So this one has to do good because you got Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley coming out on Netflix this summer. I think in July. I think it's supposed to be sometime in July. So that one's going to be big. So in a way, you're competing with that, because I felt like in the back of my head, Bad Boys always sort of competed with Beverly Hills Cop, even though Beverly Hills Cop came out way before Bad Boys, but it was like the next, Beverly Hills Cop type franchise. It was like the new Beverly Hills Cop, but with two guys. So I felt like, because everybody loved Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy, Detective Axel Foley. Every movie is explosion. Is wasn't Michael Bay, but it was Jerry Bruckheimer. He's big time director. He's another one that's sort of big on explosions and explosives and stuff like that, like big time uh with his movie scenes, and he's big on that. Con Air, The Rock, he's had touches with those. So you know what kind of director he is. And Michael Bay is like him plus two. So this, I don't I'm not sure if he's Jeffrey Bruckheimer is doing Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. I don't think he is. I think it's just a new director or whatever. We'll talk about that in the future. But Bad Boys just have, this has to. They gotta put some some uh sea salt in this one, not regular salt. This one's has to be strong. This one has to have flavor. This one has to, you know, this one has to catch the audience. We got to walk out of that theater saying, "Oh man, that was good, man! I can't wait to the next one." Whatever, because I'm sure they're gonna have something at the end of the movie where they're pretty much opening the door for another one. Uh, and like I said, if Beverly Hills Cop comes out and does really, really good, and Bad Boys did really, really bad, just saying. So, um, I like that they're doing another Bad Boys. I just, you know, I think Bad Boys' main thing is just getting a really, really, really good director after Michael Bay. If you're not going to bring back Michael Bay, if Michael Bay has no saying in these, no touches in these, not even executive producer or anything like that. If he's out of out of this franchise, you gotta really have a director that can uplift this franchise again. You know, you can't go from strong impact to slightly movable. It has to be, it has to be really a really strong movie. We have to keep it going because a lot of people love Bad Boys, including myself. I'm big Beverly Hills Cop, as you could tell, but I'm a big Bad Boys fan too, and it's it has to happen, man. Now, if this movie doesn't do good, if the box office sales are not that great, then they got to think about making dramatic changes if they want to keep it going and they want it to work. Because if this one doesn't do good, they're going to have to change something, you know. And I say change something than adding something because sometimes adding stuff makes it worse. Changing stuff, just going and dissecting it and then, okay, well, we need to do this, we need to do that. Or is Martin not that funny anymore, even though we have to have Martin because he made the franchise. I mean, they came to Martin first. Sony came to Martin first and asked Martin, "Hey, we want you to do this movie, you know, and you got to go pick a partner." Martin said he wanted Eddie Murphy to do it, but Eddie Murphy was too expensive. So his sister told him, "Hey, well, what about Will Smith? Y'all both got shows that y'all competing with, even though they weren't competing, but they was like that was the other competition. It was Martin Lawrence and it was Fresh Prince of Bel Air." So she said, "He's Will Smith's a big comedian. He's funny. Why not him?" Martin had dinner with Will, got up with Will, called Will, arranged a dinner. They had a dinner. Martin said he knew the first uh, five, no, Will said he knew the first 5 minutes. Martin was a good salesman. So, you know, it he was Martin pretty much started. So you got to have Martin and you gotta have Will. What the changes might be, it's I'm guessing it's gonna be the director because those two are always they're gonna have that sense of humor. They're gonna still be them. They know how to make a Bad Boys movie. They know what the movie need. One thing about comedians, they can add really good things to it, extra like actors, like real good actors. They can make the movie really funny. They know what to say. They know what to add to their lines. So you shouldn't have no problem with them too. And they ain't fall off. Martin's a little more calmed down than he used to be. He had that "you so crazy" that hype Martin. Now he's more like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Will's a really great guy. Yeah, they asked me to do. He's more calm now. He's older. You know, and I I think this. I just feel like this one should work. I don't know what you guys think. Hopefully, you guys saw the trailer for it or whatever. And it's supposed to, from what I read, it's supposed to have like a little twist to it towards the end. So they can't leave twists out movies. But sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it doesn't matter. But what I'm gonna start doing with the stream is doing movie quotes from movies that we've seen or whatever, and then somebody guess, you know, what the quote is, and then I'll do like a giveaway, like a movie, something like win a movie ticket to see Bad Boys when they come out, or stuff like that. So I might, what's this quote from? What movie was this from? Um, and then you know type in and text and let me know what do you think it's from or whatever. If you get it right, you're going to the movies. So it's an idea I wanted to add to this. And yeah, so you guys look at the trailer, tell me what you think about the upcoming Bad Boys or whatever. And you know, let me know what you think about that. I want to talk about I watched Roadhouse remake from the original Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze and Jake Gyllenhaal did the remake of Roadhouse. Comparing these two, I actually like the new one just a little bit better. I think Patrick Swayze is a better actor than Jake Gyllenhaal, but I like the new Roadhouse better than the old one. I wish Patrick Swayze could have been in the new Roadhouse if Jake Gyllenhaal was in the old one. As far as the movies, they changed it up on a new one, like they always do when they redoing movies or remaking movies. And normally I don't like the remakes. I'm like, why did they do that? Why did you change that? What sometimes the remake don't even be what the movie was. It'll be like way off charts of it. It was way different. And I'll be like, well, it's supposed to be a remake. This is not this and that's not that. And it's like, you go back and dissect the movie and you're like, whoa, man, this was a bad idea. Why did y'all do that? This one was actually pretty good. This might be the first remake or redo or whatever you want to call it that turned out pretty good. So I went back and watched it. I liked a lot of stuff they did a little bit different. And to me, when they did things different in this new one, I feel like it was about a lot better than the old one. than what they did in the old one. And what I'm saying is normally I don't like that kind of stuff, but this one actually worked. You know, sometimes when they do movies, if they sit down and go through it and spend time into it before they release it and really, really dissect what they did and look back at what the original one was. Watch the original, even though you've seen it a billion times. Then watch what you're trying to do after you're done production, the movie's done filming. You got your producers, your directors, you know, cast writers, all of them. Get them in the room, and y'all just look at that, and you watch the first one, the original one, and just then look at this. And if it doesn't make any sense to switch this up from that, then why do it? Don't do it. Like you look at this one, and you say, if you look at what you're going to do, what you're going to put out there, and you um, I don't think we should wait. We should make some changes on the new one because it's not making sense. Or nah, this is still better. You know what? I understand like situation what they try to do is they want to bring the new generation to the old generation because they're running out of ideas. So they're like, oh, let's remake this movie. The new generation don't know about that. They didn't come up on this movie because we came. Our creativity is blew up in our face as far as coming up with new ideas. So let's just start remaking stuff. Okay, let's take this movie and remake this movie. You know what I mean? You ever heard the saying, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." So if the movie was good that you want to remake and bring to the new generation, then don't change it. Keep it how it is and just have different actors. You're just gonna have different actors and get a good producer, get a good writer, you get a good uh, director, and say, "Hey, we got to make this movie exactly like this was made in this time. Don't change anything. Just make it like this. We're just doing a. You might add maybe tweak one or two things if you do it. But only tweak stuff that's not that didn't work out for the original one. You know, you dissect the original one, and you look at all the good things happen. It might be one small thing that was bad. Tweak that, change that if you want to change something. But don't go, oh, let's change that. Let's change that. Let's change that. What's it's not a remake and it's not a reboot. It's not a whatever. It ain't reing anything. It's just different. It's just changed. You're just keeping that name of the movie of the film. Let's uh let's just think before you start putting stuff out there. Like I said, they want to make money, so they take stuff, they patent it, stamp it, sell it. Don't even look at it the way they supposed to look at it. They don't even put time into it to really think about it. Look at the film. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's got to stop. You know, and we need more creativity going on. We need more creativity. That's the problem with Hollywood. We need more creativity now. So, like I said, I like this Roadhouse movie. Uh, the new one, the reboot, whatever. I think it was pretty good, but I still like Patrick Swayze acting in Roadhouse. I think he's a better actor in this movie, as far as towards the new one and old one. I think he did better acting than Jake Gyllenhaal. But overall, the new one went to be was better. You guys tell me what y'all think about it, and wrap it up. Yeah. So you guys let me know. Watch the Bad Boys trailer. Tell me what you think. Do you think it's gonna be good or not? You know, send me comments and subscribe to this if you like it. Hopefully you do. I think you will. All right. Y'all have a good evening and everybody have a a good week. Until next time, see ya.